Hey, it's your boy Cosmic here, and yes, I'm aware this was uploaded on Funny Day, but no, this isn't a joke. Bokbok is 100% seriously my favorite character in this whole game, and oddly enough, it has nothing to do with his gameplay. The only thing that he does that I like using is Spinny Funny, and John already has a better version of that move along with other things that I like using, so I almost never pick this character. My opinion of this character comes entirely from his design, and how it creates its own little side story that none of the other characters except maybe Super Zack really have going for them. So first of all, since I'd be willing to bet that at least a few of you who've never played this game's story mode, let me just go over it real quick. Basically, you have these two, little Emon and Ivan Walnuts, or Warner depending on the translation, who are both scientists who specialize in creating robots. One day, however, Ivan decides to use the robots he's created in order to take over the world, and Emon must use the power of his former comedy robot, Scapon, in order to defeat Ivan and prevent him from taking over the world. Now, there are two things about this that are never directly stated, but I think are important to bring up. First of all of the robots in this game, except Scapon and arguably the other page 1 characters, were made by Ivan. And secondly, since his game's story mode actually doesn't take that long to finish, Ivan must have had all of them secretly built before he started to try and take over the world. Now, this is the part where I get into why Bokbok is such a great character design. First of all, there's his appearance. He gives the vibe of a joke character with his odd facial expression and much more active idle stance than anyone else in the game, almost as if he was never actually meant for battle. Now, let's look at his special moves, which consist of a spinning dash attack, a move where he launches his head at you, and this rapid for some reason. Ignoring that last one for a moment, his other two specials both bear a striking resemblance to moves that Scapon has, almost as if Bokbok was supposed to be a comedy robot originally, only for the project to be abandoned by Ivan for basically just being a worse Scapon. Later on, when his plans to take over the world began, he must have hastily incorporated Bokbok into his plans at the last minute, only to realize that some aspects of the robot, mainly the spin and rapid, would actually be quite good in a fight. This makes me think he tried to improve on Bokbok's design, making it more suitable for combat, and came up with John as a result. John has a few attributes carried over from Bokbok, most notably the spin, rapid, and overall design, but is much more suited for combat, having a projectile instead of this negative on hit monstrosity and adopting a much more serious stance in battle. With John's existence, Bokbok was rendered completely obsolete, so Ivan resorted to just throwing him at Scapon early on in order to buy himself more time to somehow get to the moon. I still have no idea how he managed that. Now, do I believe this was considered in great depth by the developers when they designed Bokbok and John? No, of course not, but the fact that I got all that just from a character design has been the main reason why this is one of my favorite JMF characters, and why I think Bokbok works so well from a design standpoint. On a console where having an in-depth story for a game that was already this implausible wasn't really an option, Bokbok does a great job of conveying a story outside of the main sequence of events, even if it was most likely completely unintentional. But yeah, that's about it for this video, so happy funny day.